Okay, Torah concept in the New Testament, you shall not commit adultery. So Yeshua's reaffirmation of the command against adultery in Matthew 5, chapter 19, and Luke 18, and we see Paul in Romans 13, directly reflects the Torah's foundational prohibition. The New Testament intensifies the Torah's ethic by addressing not only the physical act, but the inward desires that lead to it. Okay, so the Torah parallels here is Exodus 20. The seventh commandment plainly prohibits adultery as a core covenant requirement. 2. Deuteronomy chapter 5, Moshe restates the prohibition against adultery in the renewed covenant at Moab. 3. Leviticus 18, Israel is forbidden from lying with a neighbor's spouse, reinforcing the seriousness of marital fidelity. 4. Leviticus 20, adultery is treated as a capital offense, showing its gravity within the covenant community. 5. Numbers 5, the jealousy ordinance underscores the sanctity of marriage and God's concern for marital faithfulness. And 6, Deuteronomy 22, the clear legal consequences are given for adultery, emphasizing justice and protection of covenant households. Okay, so the context here is that the Torah presents adultery as a direct violation of covenant loyalty, family integrity, and the holiness that God requires of his people. Its laws protect marriage as a sacred institution rooted in God's design. Yeshua and the New Testament writers uphold this command while expanding its scope to include the heart, teaching that lustful intent is itself a breach of covenant faithfulness. This continuity shows the New Testament does not replace the Torah's ethic, but deepens it by addressing the internal moral condition that precedes the outward sin. So the core insight here is that the command against adultery is grounded in the Torah's vision of marriage as a covenantal bond reflecting God's faithfulness. The Yeshua reveals that true obedience requires purity of heart, not merely avoidance of physical act, calling disciples to an inner fidelity that aligns with God's original intent for holiness and relational integrity. Again, this is how Yeshua taught Torah in the New Testament. The Torah has not passed away.